Employees who are facing serious charges like murder will have to step down from their positions. Otherwise, the party will be forced to remove them. The party's KZN provincial leadership held a media briefing in Durban following the arrest of two of its mayors in connection with murder charges. Now, to take this discussion further, we're joined from our Durban studios by political analyst Xolani Dube. Now, thank you for joining us. You've expressed concern about the outcome of yesterday's court decision to provisionally withdraw charges involving Harry Gwala District Mayor Xolani Dube. Why is that?
Look, the concern was mainly on the betrayal of justice or of criminal investigation in our country. Because one can say that the family of Ndobe, as well as the family of Makaka, as we speak, we wonder what is going on in their minds. I think both families, they feel betrayed by the criminal justice in our country, especially the SAPS, and there is so much confusion because that what happened over the weekend opened a can of worms. Here we have someone who has been in the public eyes, branded, labeled as a potential murderer. But the judiciary said, no, the man is not. The judiciary was helped by those who laid charges against him. The man spent about 5 days in a jail cell without a bail. In the public eyes, I have to say it again, it will never change that this man once was suspected to have killed Makak. And so now we have to ask ourselves, what was the hurry? What was the motive behind such kind of a humiliation to this individual? And so, as I've said, this case is opening can of worms in relation to the politics that are at play here in KwaZulu-Natal.
Decided that all its members charged with serious crimes step aside or they will be moved. What does this mean for the party, the ANC, in KwaZulu-Natal?
Look, ANC is a part of rhetoric. ANC is a part of slogans. I think they've run out of ideas. And they apply things sometimes where they are not supposed to be applicable or where they are not applicable at all. As I've said, in the case of Ndobe, he was alleged to have committed a crime. And the state is the one that said the man is being alleged to have committed a crime. Without even going any further, is the state that said, look, we withdraw our charges. And so the man is innocent. But the man, I think he's supposed to go after the state to say, please clean my name. And at the same time, the ANC is supposed to support this man. And it is supposed to be the ANC that is going to ask lots of questions and motives on why the state, especially Pegicele, as the political head of SAPS, went all out and humiliate such a person. Because in the political circle, remember, these are comrades. And so maybe Ndobe, he belongs somewhere else, and Pegicele belongs somewhere else. Maybe also, remember that we are having lists, and people have potential of becoming premiers, and ministers, and MPs, and MECs. As I've said, this arrest, to a certain extent, is not an innocent one. But as I've said, the judiciary has confirmed that.
Now, do you believe that this strong stance by the ANC is an attempt to purge the party of seedy elements, or is it an electioneering ploy?
As I've said, the ANC is a part of empty slogans. Because if they say such kind of things, that people who are facing allegations of wrongdoings, how many people in the ANC who have committed transgression in terms of the ANC constitution. We have people who currently are ministers who went out and do the most horrible things to our society, to females. And they went out and apologized, and those apologies were accepted. And as I'm saying, you know, the issue of innocent proven guilty was applied to the president of this country. The former president of this country, Jacob Zuma, when he was facing charges. And he became the president of the country. And so I wonder, when is this thing of innocent until proven guilty applies? It seems as if it applies to certain people and to others is not. And so I think the ANC membership is supposed to sit down and try and make a thorough introspection on how they conduct themselves. The media briefing of KZN ANC today, it was subdued, it had no direction, and even themselves, they find themselves in a corner because they issued statements. And I am saying today, Dube will enter to that office and he will say, guys, I am clean. Why do you want to prosecute me if the state is saying I have nothing to answer so far?
So are you saying that this action is too little too late for the party?
It's very late. The man has been tainted. The man is supposed to assume his office. It's different from Mike Mabuya-Kulu. You get some. Mike Mabuya-Kulu is being charged and is going trial and so forth. This man, the state, said, we don't have a case against you. We are free to go.
So now the Murani Commission has recommended that political parties must take responsibility for the violent competition between their members for political positions and power. According to your understanding, has this happened?
I don't think that it will ever happen.
Well, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you so much, and very much indeed. Political analyst Xolani Dube joining us from our Durban studios, talking about the KwaZulu-Natal ANC and the recent announcements by them.